Online we had some questions about where can you find pork seasoning. The pork seasoning that we created here is just taking spices which are traditionally paired with pork. So some of those, for example, are smoked paprika, salt, sugar. We also put a little bit of, there was some cloves in there, mustard, things like this, things that are typically paired with pork. Sage is another one. So you can take all your favorite spices. Otherwise, yes, you can choose all your favorite spices that are traditionally paired with pork just to create those flavors. Our cashew cream now, it is made from a base of cashews, and these cashews we have soaked overnight in some water, and then we've drained them. So they're nice and plump. The reason that we do that is to make them easier to blend, and it's going to be really smooth, and it's just hydrating them as well. Here at the school, we do it in large quantities. When I used to work in cafes in Sydney, we used them a lot for many different bases, from desserts to savouries, creams and things. So we would soak them in very large quantities, drain them and freeze them. Because they're so high in fat, you can blend them if you've got a high-speed blender straight from frozen. We can just run them under some cold
So you asked that blender with the twist jars for exactly doing that, for taking things that are really hard and turning them.
And then you know if you're soaking them overnight and draining them, freezing them straight out of the freezer, they're very fresh. You don't want them hanging around in your fridge soaking in water because they can harbour bacteria, so you want to do that. Okay, so a combination of our cashews, we have some of the nutritional yeast that you guys tried before, a little salt. We have some apple cider vinegar or any kind of vinegar, some sunflower oil or any type of vegetable oil.
Together, that's both of those in there together.
Yep, in there together. Lemon juice, and we have just some water. So we're just going to blend everything together. Nothing too fancy. And it gets better the longer you keep it in the fridge too. So after a couple of days, the flavour gets more intense. Yeah, so we're just talking like the sour cream, it's best made the day before because you're going to develop more flavours having it in the fridge, and it's going to get thicker too.
So while she's blending that up, Steph, what do you have going on next?
I have heating up a sauteed pan. Dos más especias carne. What do you think? Yeah, carne. What do you think we're going to add? You can see it.
Pimentón.
Is that cumin? Cumin. Yeah.
What spices are we? So cumin.
Cumin, and it's not cayenne, it's chili. But it's similar to cayenne. So it's optional, it's not required, but we want the cumin to bring out some more of the Mexican flavor, so we add that.
I have a hard time finding chili here. That's
Chili powder?
Yeah.
You can get it at some of those specialty shops. So we're just gonna mix that around just to add a little bit, and we're gonna leave that sit.
So we put in just as much because some people won't like it. Here in Spain, people don't like really spicy food. So if you're from the UK, we like spicier food. US, spicy food too. Some people don't. So show them how we're gonna plate this dish.
Just has the cheese sauce heating up.
I'm just heating it up, so everything's nice and hot.
So now, there's the option, you can get, nachos are typically made with corn tortilla chips, right? Now here in Spain, it's a little bit harder to get them at some places. Some places like California or other places around the world, they're everywhere. But here, a lot of times when they're sold, they actually already have cheese on them, so they're not vegan. So we're gonna be making our own. So all I did was I took some regular corn tortillas and I cut them in sixths.
Stephanie, we didn't have corn tortillas, but you can get flour tortillas. Could you use them?
Yeah, of course. You could absolutely use flour. But corn, remember, is much more typical common of Mexico. So all we have over here is heated up some oil. In our,
Yeah, it depends on what kind of corn, right?
that's right. There's white corn and yellow corn. So if you want to come around here, chefs, I'm going to show you I'm going to drop one in. And you can see we're just frying these up. I put them in one at a time so they don't stick.
Keep in mind, Stephanie comes from the United States or Mexico, and so we're typically used to having really crispy, good chips.
Yeah.
But in other countries around the world, los chips
Thanks, Chef.
no son tan crujiente. This is just a stupid Mexican trip. Una cosa mexicanos que hacen is put it in a fryer just to crisp it. Más crujiente.
So we're gonna make chips for all of you. You don't have to fry up your own. But what's nice is they just go in, they don't take very long. We can pull them off and then we just put a little bit of salt on them. And then these are the bases. What I like about these chips versus the ones that you buy in the bag, these stay thicker. And you can get more stuff on top of them. Just ma'am. So these don't take very long, and it's really personal preference. Kind of like if you like your toast like me, it's a little bit darker, you can do them crispier. If you like them more al dente,
Si no tenemos freidora, los podemos comprar.
If you don't have a fryer, what can they do?
good question. If you don't have a fryer, you can do them on the stove or even in the oven. You can put a little bit of oil and you can bake them in the oven.
Entonces pongo un poco en aceite en la
Es
cocina,
posible
o
para
horno.
hacer en el
Okay,
horno.
bueno. So you put a little oil on top and then put them in an oven and it'll fry it up.
And es menos grasa. But estos son más auténticos.
So we're heating up the vegan cheese over here, made from potatoes and carrots and some spices. She's got her black beans ready, her cilantro, tomatoes. She's got her chips over here. She's got her ground meat ready to go. So you're gonna go ahead and pull up a plate to do that.
Should have put a little bit of salt here.
Yes. Yeah, they're already
You need a bit of salt.
we'll give them.
So we'll just lightly.
They're all gonna make their own, right?
Yes.
Great.
I just want to.
Okay.
You can't fry up too many at a
Can you grab her a
time.
plate, Jessica?
Auténticos Tex-Mex.
Okay.
Auténticos Tex-Mex.
Exactly. Right. So she's
So
gonna
all
quickly
we're
plate
doing-
one up here so everyone can keep going.
So now think about in reverse about how you're going to see it. So we're going to put the cheese on the bottom because
Oh, it was up here. It's over there now. Yeah.
You were eating it.
Thank you.
and then we're going to put just
Looks like you got some melted cheese on there.
right
It's
there.
almost like making a pizza, like you're layering it. Or like a lasagna.
Put some of the beef, and then we put a little bit of the. These are just plain black beans. There's really nothing.
Ah, sí, sí.
Do you guys know where Mexican food is not really popular?
Mexican.
In Australia.
Really?
It's totally foreign to her. They know more Asian food.
I think people like Mexican food, but there's not much good Mexican food in Australia. Yeah.
So what did you say? Asian food?
More Asian food, yeah.
Do the islands influence the Australian cooking?
What can
Sorry?
I tell you?
The islands, like
Another time she comes.
Indonesian islands.
Put a little bit.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
One day.
Put a little bit of this pico de gallo, if possible, and then just a little bit of the sour cream on top, and some cilantro. You can also hit it with some more lime if you like.
Well, let's let them,
Stephanie
let's
likes to
let them
put
take a
lots
bite.
of chili on
Let
it.
them hand it over. Let them take a bite.
So you can go ahead and grab one and dig in,
And then make their own, right?
and then make their own. We're gonna fry up some more. I'm gonna cut up some more of the tortillas. We'll fry some up. But also, if you prefer, you can try those chips because you like. You can also use, and as you mentioned, there's these again. Yes, are a little more yellow. But see if you can see how this doesn't hold. It's more crumbly.
And as soon as it gets cheese on it, they tend to.
No, it falls apart.
It falls apart, gets soggy. So yeah, so if you're eating a giant plate of nachos like I do, yeah, watching your favorite chick flick. Yeah.
So they're all going to go make their own now?
Yes.
We're gonna grab one of the flour tortillas. I just fried it in a hot pan with just a little bit of vegetable oil. You could do it over a dry flame if you like. And then we put some, just a nice tablespoon or two of our carnitas. our enchiladas. And then I'm gonna put on, now I like just in the middle, I like to just put actually 2 lime wedges.
But
Now
don't
some
eat the lime like
some
I-
people have been known. Some people have been known to then mix it all up and eat it, but you don't have to. So I put a little bit of this, and now remember this is the pico de gallo. Now ours hasn't cooled down, but for those at home, we're just gonna put a little bit of this over the top. And you can even put it on the side in a little bowl, and then these get wrapped up and eaten by hand.
So why don't you take those limes out there and demonstrate this part?
How to eat it?
Yeah, so everyone, you guys are gonna plate up your own. Greg, you put some sour cream on, you think?
You can absolutely
Oh,
put
yeah.
sour cream
Should
on
we
that.
put a bit of sour cream
Sour
on?
cream's great on everything. So traditionally, it's made with a red or a green enchilada sauce. This thing gets rolled up.
That was delicious, by the way.
So good.
So good.
I have to eat it now. I have to open my mouth
Yes.
on live TV.
All right, so everyone's gonna go back and make their own now. Is that what you want them to do?
Yes.
Everyone go make your own.